How's it going, everyone? Welcome to today's video in Fundamental Fridays, and today we're going to be addressing the hot topic question: does size really matter? If you've just stumbled on this video and you didn't bother to read the title, today we're talking about aperture. So aperture can be defined as the hole in which light enters through the lens. It's expressed in f numbers, as in f4 or f5.6 and so on. Now sometimes it can get a little bit confusing because the lower the f number, the bigger or wider the opening in the lens. But we're not going to worry about that right now because I'll explain that all in a second. Now in most film camera setups, the aperture can be controlled on the lens with an aperture ring, but a lot of the new still lenses don't include an aperture ring. That's all controlled digitally within the camera. Now, this is a Fundamental Friday episode, so let's break it down to the fundamentals. Aperture is one of the 3 points of the exposure triangle. It affects both the brightness of the image as well as the depth of field. Depth of field refers to the closest and the furthest objects that are sharp in an image. A large aperture results in a large amount of foreground and background blur. On the other hand, a small aperture is going to result in small amounts of blur, which is going to result in a wide depth of field. Take a look at this sheet of paper. An easy way to remember or decide what to set your aperture at would be to ask yourself, how many Fs would you like in focus? If you want 2 of those Fs as compared to 22 in focus, then you're going to set your aperture to f2. Now, if you'd like all 22 to be in focus, you're going to want to set your aperture to f22. So a low f-stop is going to result in fewer f's in focus, whereas a large f-stop is going to result in more f's in focus. So hopefully that's an easier way of looking at things. And that's how simple it has to be. Just decide how much you want in focus, and you'll know what you need to set your aperture to. So if you liked this video and found it useful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Then crank your aperture to 1.8 and get out there and shoot some bangers. And with any luck, your aperture is not going to be the only thing opening up tonight. Bye!